Welcome back to Asinine Radio, a weekly podcast where we talk about music, and, well, that's pretty much it. So, let's go!
This is Asinine Radio. This is the weekly music podcast where every week we take a different band, different artist, and we listen to all of their records, and then we rank them from worst to best, and we also give our biggest banger from each of them, if we even have a banger. I don't know. My name is Tyler, way out there, hundreds of miles away. It's Jeff. All the social media at Asinine Radio. Give us 5 stars on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and just keep listening to all your friends, because we're the best. And that's it for the boring intro. Let's jump right into our album rankings, because if you didn't already know, we're doing Good Charlotte, and we're going to rank 7 of their records. All 7 of their records. What?
How would they know? If you didn't already know, how would they know?
Because they know that Good Charlotte have 7 records. So
how would they know? You said, in case you didn't know, we're doing Good Charlotte. But how would they know that we're doing Good Charlotte?
Now, you're just getting too crazy. I don't know.
I'm just talking.
I black out when I talk. I don't even know what I say most of the time.
I black out when I talk.
When I pod talk, yes.
Good. Okay.
So yeah, we're doing Good Charlotte this week, and we're going to do their 7 records. So let's start with Good Charlotte's worst record, and if you have any bangers off of it. So what do you got for number 7, Jeff? Go.
Okay. Well, they got a couple worst records here. So I'm going to do...
More than a couple.
Yeah, you're probably right. They have a lot of worst records. They have one... this one was like unlistenable for me. Youth Authority, their 6th album, 2016. Okay. I put this on at the record store while I was opening the store, and I usually get there about 15 minutes early. And as I'm opening it, I was 3 songs in, and I swear I thought, God damn, this sounds like fucking shitty John Feldman stuff. Without looking at it in any way. That's what I thought. I thought this sounds like the shit era of John Feldman production and songwriting. So then after I'm doing my opening stuff, I go to my computer and look it up, and sure as shit, dude, Feldman co-wrote every fucking song and produced his album. But that's not why it's even trash, though. It's trash because it's just really, really bad pop rock. There is no punk element to this in any way. This is really, really bad pop rock, and I hate this album.
You hate this record?
I hate this record.
Did you even finish it?
I don't even. Honestly, I don't even know. I may have just left it on in the background while I was talking to somebody. I don't remember. I blacked out.
I will say some of these records, some of these songs, I would get halfway through and I would think, I know what's going to happen. So I just skip to the next song.
I know what's going to happen.
I could already tell where this is going. So I don't need to finish it. So with that being said, I assume you have no banger then, right?
No.
Is that safe to say?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, no banger.
All right, my number 7 is Generation RX, their 7th record from 2018. This one is just a copy of the Youth Authority album. This is like the B. This seems like the B-sides from that record. Entirely forgettable. I literally remember nothing from this record. I don't know any. I can't. I think it's just bad. It's straight up bad because it's so forgettable. I've never heard a more forgettable record than this. I don't think. It's fucking dumb. They're not a good band.
Whoa.
Spoiler alert, they're not a good band. So yeah, Generation R. I have nothing more to say. This album fucking sucks. It's shit. That's absolute shit. Okay. So what do you got for number 6? I know you agree with me.
Okay. All right. We'll get there. Number 6 is Generation RX. Okay. This is their 7th album, 2018. This is a recent album that they did, which I didn't even realize that they were still doing music kind of after this too. But this one, that's not very good. It's very forgettable. This sounds like a church band that's now trying to write their own music. Boring ass music, I should say. And I call to example like Palms, like Thrice, like that kind of era bullshit.
Okay, but Palms is actually a good record.
Palms is fucking garbage, dude. It is not good. Thrice is just, I don't know what they're doing. But this reminds me of like seeing a church band do kind of like hymns and stuff, and they say, "Oh, this is one we wrote." And like, wow, I never thought I would want you to just do like church hymns because that song sucked. That's his whole album for me. I thought this was awful. And honestly, I don't even know why I ranked this one higher than Youth Authority. I think just because I listened to it after Youth Authority.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, well,
You're
this
already
is
sick of
better.
it.
Like, who cares? But there's one song on here that was like, in some way, I guess, tolerable, that made it a little bit better than Youth Authority. I don't know. But it was the one. It was the one with the guy from the Architects, that metalcore band.
Oh yeah.
But it was just such shit metalcore, just garbage metalcore. I hated it. I hate this album.
Oh man.
I have nothing. I have nothing positive to say about these two albums. And anyway,
Talking about metalcore. I forgot. I can't even think what album it's on, but one of their records has Mr. Shadows from Avenged Sevenfold
we'll get
and
there.
Sinister Gates. Okay, so we'll talk about it then when you get to it, because I do want to talk about that. I just don't remember what album it's on.
You haven't got
They're
there
on-
yet either.
I haven't. No, I know. You made me think of that when you brought up metalcore. So yeah, number 6 for me, Youth Authority, 6th record from 2016. No banger, trash fucking record, mediocre at best. Like, I don't even want to say mediocre, like fair. Let's just say fair at best. I hear a lot of pop Linkin Park on this one, like bad, like B-side pop Linkin Park. That's what this is. And this is before I got maybe two. I think I was on the second song when I was like, did the Eric Valentine produce this too? Like, this sounds weird and I don't really like it. And then sure shit, yeah, it's John Feldman. It's just, he just destroys records. Like, over the last 10, 12 years, man, just absolutely wrecks records.
Dude has a sound though. It's unreal that he has
he
like
does.
his own. It's
And it's
terrible.
not a good sound. It's not a good fucking
terrible.
sound.
But I can't believe we can now pinpoint the Feldman touch.
I know.
It's gross and horrible and awful, and he needs to stop.
And what's crazy is, like, if you go listen to the first 2 Used records, they don't sound like Feldman. But those records are so great because of Feldman. So I don't get it, man. I don't know what happened after that second Used record, but something went full stupid in his brain. So yeah, 6 is Youth Authority, just absolute trash of a record. Dude, once again, this band sucks. So yeah,
Damn.
5. What's your number 5?
I didn't even say that. Didn't even say that.
Didn't say what?
The band sucks. I don't. We'll get into the main episode, but I'm not going to just sit here and shit on this band the whole time, because there are
Okay, and
there
I'm
are
curious.
talking points.
Okay, there are some talking points, but we'll get into that on the.
Butts
So
are
what do you
for
got
pooping.
number 5?
Number 5 for me is their self-titled "Good Charlotte's Good Charlotte," their first album, the year 2000.
Okay,
I just think this is like this is all filler, no killer. This is just I didn't think this sounded anything like Good Charlotte. It wasn't very good pop punk. It was kind of some weird alt rock sounding thing, like Everclear or Lit or something. It wasn't bursting with personality aside from the song Little Things. But even that song sucks, dude. That song is shit. And that song sounds like some guy wrote it as like bumper music in his room, like on a keyboard for a movie, specifically like "Dude, Where's My Car?" And like that's what it was in. But it sounds like somebody just wrote that in their fucking room, like people that write like commercial jingles.
yeah.
This is like this song. Like somebody said, "Hey, dude, write me a pop punk song," and that's what this came out. That's what this is.
Did you watch the video too?
Yeah,
God, it's so of the time.
yeah.
Of videos, it's the colors, the way they're acting, and you notice Mandy Moore was in the video too.
I did not see her in there.
Yeah,
no.
she was the preppy girl on the cell phone, who was like looking down at them all the time.
Mandy Moore.
Yeah. Oh boy. All right, so that's your number 5 is Good Charlotte's Good Charlotte.
Yeah,
Okay, so no banger, I assume.
no.
All right, my number 5 is The Chronicles of Life and Death, 3rd record from 2004. No banger for me. The first half of the record, it's not too bad. It's still kind of in the vein of what was on The Young and the Hopeless. But then the second part of the record is just like pop rock, more pop rock, a lot of kind of bullshit acoustic stuff, ballad type stuff that they just don't do well. So yeah, that's why this is as low as it is. But the first half wasn't terrible. So I have no banger. The Chronicles of Life and Death. It's my number 5. I don't get this band.
Okay.
Actually, I do understand why this band's popular, but continue. What's your number 4?
Number 4 is The Chronicles of Life and Death, their third album, 2004. just so much like orchestral arrangements on this shit. I don't really like this. There's a lot of filler here. Like the pop punk stuff is just too plain. It's not quite punky enough for me to like grab a hold of and mosh to, but then it's still just not like even catchy pop to be fun. It's just
Yeah.
A lot of stuff like Feldman helped write too, so that's also kind of lame. And I just don't like that. Even though the song It Wasn't Enough, that was the one he helped he co-wrote. That one's kind of cool in some aspects, but overall this is just
It's a filler record.
it's a filler record. Yeah. It's not bad. It's fucking boring. The song Predictable I thought was kind of solid. Has that middle part where they do that kind of like talk shouting thing, like, oh yeah, we're good Charlotte, over like the faster instrumental part. It's kind of cool, but I didn't playlist it, so.
Oh man.
I just
only
put
playlist
that.
stuff from Young and the Hopeless?
No, I got some playlisters coming up here.
Okay. Wow. Okay. I'm curious to find out what they are.
Mm-hmm.
So my number 4 is Good Mooning. Jesus.
Good Mooning.
Good Morning Revival, their 4th record from 2007.
Yeah.
This is probably their most standout record to me. I don't think it's particularly good. It's very, very much pop rock and dance rock of the era of the 2006 to 2009. There was this like very kind of, I don't want to say like Panic at the Disco, but like maybe 303 or Metro Station. Do you remember that band Metro Station? With Miley Cyrus's brother. Yeah, it's very much in that kind of vein. Maybe a little bit of Fall Out Boy. So that's like the vibe. Not the vibe. That's kind of how I
did.
Yeah, God. That's kind of what I thought of when I listened to this record. I thought the vocals were extremely repetitive. And this is where I realized Joel only sings one kind of way, and that's it. He doesn't have a lot of range or dynamic to his voice. And then going back to Young and the Hopeless, I realized, wow, he never did. He never, ever did. The only real saving grace on this record was the bass cuts through real nice throughout the record. It's turned up a little bit higher in the mix. It actually gives the songs more, I don't want to say feel, but more dynamic, really. I mean, everything is always just a wall of sound for Good Charlotte. And, but hearing the bass a little bit louder was kind of nice. And this is also where I realized this album has probably the cleanest sounding distortion I've ever heard. Like everything just sounds so not manufactured. That's not the right word. Everything just sounds like it's run through like 8 different distortion pedals just to have this loud, just static. It's like, it's not even like distortion. It's just like static because they don't really play any leads or the 2 guitar players don't play off of each other. So it's just this wall of static. And you hear it a lot on this record, but I'll get more into that on the album of the week. But yeah, Good Morning Revival is my number 4. So what do you got for number 3?
Okay. Number 3, Cardiology, their 5th one. This one was weird because overall, I think like as a record as a whole, this is forgettable for me. I didn't really care for. There's dance like pop type stuffs that are fun, like they were doing already from Good Morning Revival. But this one focuses more on the pop punk stuffs that they love to do. Nothing terrible is here. It's just overall. But the song Sex on the Radio is the reason why it's number 3, not number 4, because that song is fucking dope. That song, I playlisted it, and it's amazingly catchy. And there's these little like oh parts. So catchy. Instantly catchy. I love that song. So that's the only reason why this is even, why I'm not shitting
because
all over
of some
this album.
OOOs.
Because of some OOOs. That's all it takes.
That's how kind of unpleasant these records are, to where you can like it more just because of some OOOs in one part of a song.
It gets bumped up a peg just because of one part of one song.
That's how fucking underwhelming this stuff is. Yeah. All right, my number 3 is also Cardiology, from 2010. This is them going back a little bit to their pop punk roots, which was cool, I guess. Feldy was on a couple of the songs, and they're whatever. I also heard a lot of Katy Perry melodies. I could hear her singing a lot of these choruses, or maybe, I mean, it would have been kind of cool actually if she was on a couple of these songs and sang vocals on, like during the choruses. I feel like that would have been really cool because Joel and Benji wrote the songs, but Maybe they were listening to a lot of pop of this time because I hear so much Katy Perry. And it makes sense because she was like on top of the world at this point. So with that, I mean, I have no banger on this one.
Okay.
This one wasn't bad to get through. This one wasn't bad to get through at all. So, but everything up to this point is rough. Rough for me, at least.
Okay.
So, what do you got for number 2?
So you have not said, God, Good Charlotte's Good Charlotte. I don't know why you like that lifeless fucking slop. Number 2,
I didn't say I liked it.
Good Morning America. Good Morning Revival.
Good Morning America.
Yeah, their 4th album. I like this one. This one's their dance album. This is the one that has M Shadows and Sinister from Avenged Sevenfold.
Yes.
And it's funny because when Sinister plays his lead guitar part, it's not even that crazy great. It's nothing that he's done with Avenged Sevenfold, but it's so clearly better than anything we've ever heard Good Charlotte do. So it sticks out like a sore thumb. But it's not even that good. It's just not. But God, it's so much better than Benji plays guitar. I think he plays rhythm.
Benji and I think he plays rhythm. I forgot the other guy's name. Mark something.
I don't fucking.
Yeah.
Billy Martin.
Billy Martin. Yeah. Forgettable guitar players.
But this one's super poppy in the dance realm. I like it. Everything they do supports like the dance pop idea, and it's solid. They're now writing music to kind of like to dance around this concept, and it works. It works because everybody's on board. And this is the era of like Cobra Starship, like you said, 303.
Yes,
even
that's
Paramore. All these artists that were doing this like kind of synth driven, dancey pop punk stuff. And this is like right at the beginning of it, if not the beginning, but at least it's right at the beginning of it. So I respect that. That's cool. That's an era of pop punk that I still like. It's a lot harder to sift through to find the really good stuff because a lot of it's just really, really dumb and really, really bad. But I mean, that's with pop punk in general. Like there's a handful of stuff that's good and there's a fucking sea of bad. But I don't hate this. But god damn, dude, I forgot they even did the song Dance Floor Anthem. That's like...
Yeah, I forgot about that song too.
That is like arguably as popular as like their big hits.
No,
I'm like, holy shit. No. Yes, I still hear that in various places. I don't ever hear... Like when I'm going to Target or if I'm going to fucking Walmart on runs, I never hear anything that Good Charlotte does. But I feel like I've heard that one before. In a mall setting.
In a mall setting, yeah. Throwing it back to the Avenged Sevenfold thing too. Ah, dude, Sinister Gates, man. It was embarrassingly bad, underwhelming and bad. And I think it was intentional because if they ever played that song live, one of the two guitar players would have to play it, and they're not great guitar players. So
no.
I think that's the only reason why it's as underwhelming as it is. And Mr. Shadows just is not a good singer.
And his part in that song is fucking terrible. It's awful.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Ruins the song. The song's not even good.
Absolutely.
He ruins it.
All right, my number 2 is Good Charlotte's Good Charlotte, first record, 2000. This album is... It's one of the more pop punk records, I feel, but there's some other stuff thrown in there. Like I hear some Zebrahead a little bit, but there's some like, I don't want to say quirky bass lines because I don't think he's that great. But there's some weird things that are going on in here, and maybe they were listening to a lot of Zebrahead. I don't know. So I hear that, a little bit of hip hop, but I mean, this record's okay. It's not terrible. If I had a banger, it would be Little Things because there's nostalgia attached.
Fucking worst, dude.
But it's only because there's nostalgia attached to it, and I don't think it's a good song. I think it's more just I like to laugh at it because it's so ridiculously bad. That's all it is. Much like a lot of the songs on The Young and the Hopeless. I don't really like... Oh, we'll get into that. We'll get into this later. But, yeah, it's Good Charlotte. It's Good Charlotte. It's fine. It's okay.
It's
I would never buy it.
Lifeless. It has no personality.
I'm with you, man.
It's like going to a party and you're hanging out with somebody that you forget their fucking name, even though they told you 45 times. Or it's like going to a party, and much like the other albums they have, and hanging out with somebody who's so fucking annoying. But at least like you're entertained and you can still talk about it later on. and argue with this person. At least Good Charlotte has a lot of those people at their parties. Good Charlotte is just that person that's so fucking vanilla. That was sadly born without a personality. Just so boring. Ugh, that's the worst.
It's not the worst, not the best. So yeah, Good Charlotte is my number 2. So obviously The Young and the Hopeless is both of our number 1s. So get into that. Stay and listen, or keep listening and listen to that record that episode. Dude, I can't even fucking talk right now.
Stay listening.
Good Charlotte's fucked me up already. Yeah, go check out our review breakdown of The Young and the Hopeless. Keep listening. Give us 5 stars. That's it. That's all. Gorgie.